10 hidden details in the GTA 6 trailers. Everyone missed the smartest thing Rockstar hid in the GTA 6 trailers was not a single Easter egg. It was context. Go back through Trailer 1 and Trailer 2 with Rockstar's later bios, location pages, and media rollout in mind, and 10 moments suddenly stop feeling random. Background faces now have names. Scenic shots now point to a statewide story. Even the romance angle starts looking less romantic and more dangerous. So this is not a leak roundup, and it is not a theory spiral. These are 10 hidden details from Rockstar's official GTA 6 material, with a clear line between what Rockstar confirmed and what still belongs in the inference column. When Trailer 1 first landed, most people read it as a wild postcard from modern Vice City. Trailer 2 later shifted the conversation toward Jason, Lucia, and the criminal story around them. But the trailers did not stay frozen in that first reaction cycle. Rockstar's official GTA 6 page, media hub, character bios, location pages, and only in Leonida material added a lot of missing context. Character names, region names, backstories, supporting cast links, official wording that makes older footage feel more deliberate on a second watch. That gives us a better kind of breakdown. Not pause here and invent a feature. More like, here are 10 details Rockstar planted in plain sight, what the studio later confirmed about them, and where we still need to stay honest about interpretation. Hidden detail number 1 is that Vice City was never the whole pitch. It was the headline. That sounds obvious now, but the early reaction was so focused on beaches, nightlife, and neon that it was easy to miss the larger frame. Rockstar's official synopsis does not sell a city story. It says Jason and Lucia get pulled into a criminal conspiracy stretching across the state of Leonida. That one sentence changes how the trailers read. Those wide environmental cuts are not just atmosphere. They start to feel like Rockstar telling us this story has to move. Vice City may be the icon, but Leonida is the real canvas. Hidden detail number 2 builds directly on that. Rockstar appears to be using place as story structure, not just scenery. This part stays in the inference lane, because Rockstar has not published a chapter map, but the official location pages make the pattern hard to ignore. Vice City suggests image, ambition, and spectacle. The Leonida Keys connect straight to Jason's criminal grounding. Grass Rivers, Port Gellhorn, Ambrosia, and Mount Caliga each imply a different social and geographic mood. So the hidden detail is not merely that the map is big, it is that the map may be doing narrative work. Hidden detail number 3 is that Rockstar wanted forensic rewatching, not passive viewing. Fans always dissect trailers, but Rockstar's own rollout seems designed to reward that behavior. The official GTA 6 Media Hub has grown into a dense archive of videos, screenshots, character material, and location material. That does not confirm a mechanic, and it does not prove every frame contains a secret, but it is strong evidence that Rockstar expected viewers to go back, compare, and re-evaluate. These trailers were built to age well. That matters because several shots that once looked like flavor now read like setup. Hidden detail number 4 is that Trailer 2 is quietly introducing a named ensemble, not just a two-person story. Quick-cut faces that originally scanned as colourful side characters now map onto official bios. Rockstar later named Cal Hampton, Booby Ike, Drequan Priest, Real Dimmers, Raul Bautista, and Brian Heder. That is a major upgrade in meaning. The trailer is no longer just giving us vibes around Jason and Lucia. It is planting people who belong to real networks inside Leonida. Hidden detail number 5 is that Jason is already embedded in one of those networks before the main plot fully takes off. This one is confirmed. Rockstar's official character pages link Jason directly to Cal Hampton and Brian Heder. Cal is described as Jason's friend and another associate of Brian's. Brian's own bio says Jason is living rent-free at one of Brian's properties in exchange for helping with local shakedowns. So Jason is not just a drifter who meets trouble on page 1. Trailer 2 is showing a man already sitting inside a small criminal ecosystem. Hidden detail number 6 is that Vice City's nightlife and music material is not just atmosphere. It is official subplot. This became much easier to see after Rockstar named Booby Ike, Drequan Priest, and Real Dimmers, and linked them through Booby's business empire and Only Raw Records. That means the club, performance, and nightlife imagery in the trailers is doing more than making Leonida feel alive. Rockstar later confirmed that this whole lane belongs to an actual character web with story weight. So one of the things people may have missed is that GTA 6 was already hinting at multiple worlds inside the same state. Not just street crime, but entertainment, ambition, money, branding, and local power. Hidden detail number 7 is where the evidence becomes more interpretive, but still useful. Trailer 1's phone shot chaos may be introducing a world built around performance and viral identity. That is not confirmed as the game's master theme, so we should not present it that way. But the trailer repeatedly frames Leonida through cameras, clips, spectacle, and public behavior that seems shaped by the possibility of being watched. Later, Rockstar's Real Dimes material reinforces the idea that relentless social media presence matters in this world. So the careful version of the claim is this. Trailer 1 may have been teaching us how Leonida performs itself online. Hidden detail number 8 is that Lucia's opening scene means more once Rockstar tells us what she wants. The trailer already tells us she has a prison history. What Rockstar later confirms is the motive behind that framing. Lucia Camino served time in the Leonida penitentiary, got out through sheer luck, and still wants the good life her mother dreamed of since their Liberty City days. That extra context sharpens her introduction immediately. She is not just the woman who got out. She enters the story carrying confinement, family aspiration, and a specific idea of escape. And that is where the final act gets stronger, because the last two details are the ones the first version of this script did not separate cleanly enough. Hidden detail number 9 is that Jason's calm presentation hides a much heavier backstory than the trailers first let on. On a casual first watch, Jason can feel like the quieter half of the duo, the stable one, the grounded one. But Rockstar later confirms something more loaded. Jason Duval spent time in the army and later worked for local drug runners in the Keys. That changes his entire texture. He is not simply laid back. He is trained, connected, and already familiar with organized risk. Even his stillness starts to read differently once you know it belongs to someone with military history and criminal ties. For the viewer, that payoff is huge because it turns what looked like a generic archetype into a sharper character red. Rockstar was not hiding Jason in flashy moments. Rockstar was hiding him in understatement. Hidden detail number 10 is the biggest emotional payoff in the whole video. Trailer 2's romance framing may really be selling dependency and survival. This remains inference, but it is inference grounded in Rockstar's own wording. The official GTA 6 synopsis says Jason and Lucia are caught in a conspiracy stretching across Leonida, and their character material pushes the idea that they will have to rely on each other more than ever if they want to make it out alive. That makes a lot of Trailer 2 feel different on rewatch. The intimate beats still sell chemistry, but they may also be disguising the real source of tension. Not will they fall for each other, but what happens when the only person you can trust is also the person who can pull you under? That is the final reward in these trailers. Rockstar may have presented a love story on the surface, while quietly advertising a survival pact underneath. And once you combine detail 9 with detail 10, the last act clicks into place. Jason is not a blank, cool guy template. Lucia is not just a fresh out of prison catalyst. They are two people with official histories, private pressure, and a relationship that may matter less as fantasy and more as mutual dependence under stress. That is a much richer story than the trailers seem to promise at first glance. So the real hidden details in GTA 6 are not all tiny props or freeze-frame curiosities. Many of the strongest ones came from the way Rockstar later expanded the official record. Vice City was never the whole pitch. Leonida was. The regions look like more than background. Trailer 2's side characters are now a named ensemble. Jason already belongs to a criminal network. The nightlife thread is a real subplot. Trailer 1 may be framing a world obsessed with performance. Lucia's release from prison gains motive. Jason's quiet image hides a harder past. And the romance angle may be covering a dependency story with much higher stakes. That mix is what makes the trailers worth revisiting. Some details are now confirmed, some remain smart inference. But either way, the footage gets stronger once you stop treating it like hype and start treating it like setup. Which of the 10 details lands hardest for you on a rewatch? The wider Leonida story, the named supporting cast, Jason's backstory, or the idea that Trailer 2 is really selling survival instead of romance? Drop your pick in the comments and subscribe for the next GTA 6 breakdown built only from official material.